Hey guys, my name is Chantel. Welcome back to my channel and thanks for hanging out with me today. So, I know I haven't done a video in a really long time and I do apologize for that. If you guys follow me on Twitter, then you know. But long story short, my health hasn't been doing so great, so I'm getting that sorted out and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll have everything good to go basically. By June, but we'll see what happens. So more than likely you guys will be seeing or I guess hearing my voice, most likely for the summer season. And another thing that I do want to mention is the quality of my video today. I know it's not the greatest, I'm filming from my phone, but it's the only option I have right now. The reason is because back in December I lent my DSLR camera to my brother because he needed it for school, and ever since I haven't seen my camera. And I haven't really asked for it just because I don't really need it at the moment, just because most of my videos have been just my voice. And right now my health isn't that great. So yeah, I'm sorry also if I seem a little like my energy is low. That's just how it is these past few months, which is why I'm getting this health thing sorted out. But yeah, so if you guys see me being kind of just low energy, that's why. But yeah, I'm just trying to be careful. Anyway, you guys, so let's just go ahead and get right to it. Let's go ahead and talk about this otome game. So, let's talk about Tears of Themis. This game is done by the same company that does Genshin Impact and Honkai Impact. I believe that's the name of the game. I'm not familiar with Honkai, but I am familiar with Genshin Impact, and I love it to bits and pieces. Even though the gacha is a struggle, but what gacha isn't a struggle? But that's besides the point. Going back to this new game by MiHoYo, which is an otome game, like I said earlier, it's called Tears of Themis, and you guys, I've known about this game for over a year now, when a lot of the Mr. Love players were tweeting out about this game, and it was more specifically like the Chinese server people, or like people that knew people that played from the Chinese server. So a lot of the people that play Mr. Love were pretty interested in this game, and a lot of us couldn't help but make like some similarities between these characters and be like, oh, this character reminds me of Victor, oh, this character reminds me of Gavin, and you know, stuff like that. And I was actually seeing the trailer go around and I looked it up, and I was sold. I was completely sold. It looked so good, you guys. I understood nothing because it was just strictly in Chinese, so I understood nothing, but I was interested. And that was like one of the things that kind of bummed me out, is because that it was just only in Chinese. There was no English subtitles, there was no English server or any of that sort. So I was like, alright, great, you got me interested, but I can't play this game. Awesome. You know, I've been dying for this game to get an English release for pretty much, like I said, over a year, and I kind of, not necessarily completely forgot about it, but I was just kind of looking from the distance, enjoying everybody else play it, and it's just kind of like that Squidward meme where he's looking out at SpongeBob and Patrick. That was me with Tears of Themis. And then I believe like in October, I saw one of the Chinese players tweet out, hey, just to let you guys know, I found out that the Tears of Themis devs people just released the characters' official English names. And when I saw this, I was like, okay, this tells me that there's potential here for an English release, and hopefully soon, or maybe in a year from now. So my hopes were getting a little bit higher and higher, with little like signs that they were pointing out that, you know, they were working on it, or they were at least thinking about it. So with the official English names, I was like, okay, why would you feel the need to go out of your way, MiHoYo, to make English names for these characters, unless you were thinking about giving us an English server? And after that, I heard nothing. Until April 1st, where a lot of the fans discovered that there was a Twitter page made for Tears of Themis for English. And a lot of us were like, okay, is this like legit, or is someone playing with us and is just being really mean about this? just because we didn't want to get our hopes up, but I ended up following it because a lot of people were like, no, this has to be legit because they're following all the other MiHoYo accounts. So, like, you know, so yeah, that got me excited. And I remember like telling my friends, my two best friends, Mia and Danny, which you guys can hear them on our podcast, link will be below. Just a little self promo there. We were talking about this and I sent them this and I was like, you guys, it's happening, and we kind of lost it. So they recently got interested in Tears of Themis when I showed them these like little clips that was going around where like the Chinese server people were messing with the boys' clothes. Yeah, I mean, if you look up Tears of Themis, you'll find what I'm like talking about. Basically, you can lift up the boys' shirts and you get a little reaction from them, which is like the most adorable thing ever, and I love it, and I can't wait to do that in the game when it's official. Anyway, so that was like when they were interested, and then they got even more interested, specifically Mia, when I told her about the Japanese voice cast. And we were just all sold. Yeah, so that's like the gist of like how I came to know about Tears of Themis. So I've known it's been a thing, and I've known that the English names were a thing for quite a while now. It's just that MiHoYo never made anything like completely 100% official. So now let's go ahead and talk about what Tears of Themis is about. So basically, from what I can gather and from everything that I've learned, the MC, which is you, have recently graduated from like law school, and then you get to solve like little cases and stuff, do little investigations and all that fun stuff. The gameplay, from my understanding, from what I can tell too, looks a lot similar to Mr. Love, especially when it comes to like routes, however you want to pronounce that. English isn't my first language, so I'm sorry if I mispronounce anything. This game doesn't have like a set route, so if you're looking for something like romantic or something that will initially give you a route, I'm sorry to say that that's not the case. But the more romantic stuff and more like cutesy stuff is more like in the side stories, which I'm assuming you can get through the cards. So again, very similar to how Mr. Love does things. So if you play Mr. Love, this will probably be like your thing, and if you enjoy it especially. If not, then you might not like this game. On top of that, it's a gacha game, so you know it's going to be kind of a pretty big grind, so keep that in mind when you get interested in this game or want to play it. And then on top of that, you have to use the cards for like battles, which from what I can see, it's kind of similar to with Mr. Love as well, where you pick a card and send them off and then you win. It's kind of like that. And on top of that, you also get like voice calls from the boys. And I'm so excited, you guys, because the voice calls look so beautiful. Just the way that the boys move. It's not like Mr. Love. Like, I mean, there are some like, well, I mean, they added the new feature on the home screen where they move. But with Tears of Themis, the voice calls are just so pretty because like they move so like fluid. I don't know how to explain it. Like if you Google or look up Tears of Themis like voice calls or something like that, you'll see what I mean. Or if you Google it, or if you like search it up on Twitter, you'll see like if you search up like the Tears of Themis tag, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like it's just so nice, and I believe that the story is also like that, where the characters do move along with you as like you see, like it's not like just this pretty little visual where you get to see like this beautiful art. No, it's more like, you know, like I guess like the art is moving. I don't know how else I can explain that. Like it's really hard to explain unless like I show you a clip, which hopefully I can find something to show you guys. But yeah, I think the last thing that I do need to mention is that it does come in like different languages. I believe there's like a Taiwanese server, there's the Chinese server, which is the original, there's a Korean server, there's a Japanese server, which is like, I believe it's gonna like launch about the same time as we are, because they're doing the beta testing around the same time as the English server is. And then, you know, you have the English server as well. And I believe each server has like different names for the boys. So in that aspect, it's similar to Mr. Love, because I know the Japanese server, the boys all have different Japanese names. English server, it's all English names for the boys. Chinese server, their original Chinese names, which is the names that I personally know these boys by, which is going to be a little bit difficult to like switch to the English names and like get used to the English names, just because I personally am so used to like seeing their Chinese names. And I know a lot of people were disappointed with MiHoYo with them choosing to change the names, but I mean, if they're gonna change it with every server, I mean, what can you do? And on top of that, you know, I personally don't mind the change. But it will, I know, I get it though, it's gonna get confusing just like it is with Mr. Love, especially if you don't know about the other servers. You're gonna be like, who are you talking about? Who is that? When it's like the same character, just a different name. Anyway, just bear that in mind. And I think that just about covers it. I believe the cards do move. I'm not completely like 100% sure. It's just from what I can tell, when you click on the card, you see like this really pretty like moving, like the characters moving. So anyway, I can't wait because the art for this game is so beautiful, you guys. It's so incredibly beautiful. And yeah, so I guess let's move on and talk about the Japanese voice cast and the characters, because you guys, I have so much to say about the Japanese cast and these characters. And then I'll tell you guys like my predictions of who I think I'm gonna fall in love with. It's just because like with each game, I always like gravitate to one character at first, but then like as I finish up the story or get close to finishing or halfway through, I'm like, okay, you were my favorite at first, but now I belong to this character. So let's go ahead and talk about our first character, which is one of my personal favorites, Xiaoyan in Chinese, or Luke in English. And I will also put like his Japanese name right here so you guys can see what his name is in the Japanese server. That's coming up too. And yeah, so let's go ahead and start off with this character and talk a little bit about him. So he is a private detective, and when I first saw this character, like I really gravitated towards this character because just like he seems so sweet and nice, and just I don't know, like I get like sunshine boy vibes from this character, and he just kind of like radiates this warmth that kind of reminds me of Gavin from Mr. Love, by the way. Just like the way that I've seen the cards, like a lot of the cards, the way that he kind of poses and stuff like that just remind me of like Gavin's cards. So that's probably why my brain kind of thinks, maybe I'll like this character because I love Gavin personally. But who knows, maybe it'll be a different character, or maybe he's nothing like Gavin. Maybe it was just the aesthetic that gave me Gavin vibes, you know? And I believe recently they released saying that this character is like gonna be like our childhood friends or something like that. I'll put the post here so you guys can like look, so you guys can pause to read that. But that's like the whole gist of him. That's all I know. So let's go ahead and talk about his Japanese voice actor now, which is Yuki Kaji. So Yuki Kaji, you guys, like I completely lost it when I found out that Yuki Kaji was gonna be in this. So I've known that this game had a Japanese dub, and I don't know if it released along with the Chinese server, but it's been a thing for quite a while. And I know a lot of people were like, oh, I hope there's no Japanese dub, blah, 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 because I want it to be just in Chinese. And I'm like, the Japanese dub has been a thing, my friend. I'm so sorry to tell you. Like, it's been a thing for a while. So I don't know if the Chinese server has had access to it or how that went about, but all I know is that it was a thing. And on top of that, before Yuki Kaji came into Tears of Themis, the voice actor for Luke, or Xiaoyan, was actually originally Nobuhiko Okamoto. Which, when I first saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Nobuhiko Okamoto. Like, that's perfect for this character. Like, I could see it. But then, after I found out later on, they're like, oh, they changed voice actors. I was like, what? Y'all got rid of Nobuhiko Okamoto, but why? Because I thought that fit really perfectly. But Yuki Kaji, like, nails it out of the park, and I just... If you know me personally, then you know how much I love Yuki Kaji. I love him so much. Like, he is just so adorable, so sweet, and it just... all the characters that he's voiced, I always end up really liking. Like, he has, like, such a nice range. And I don't find a lot of people that love Yuki Kaji as much as I do, so it's always nice to find other people that, like to freak out about Yuki Kaji. It's just... he's such a fantastic Japanese voice actor. So now let's go ahead and talk about our next character that I want to talk about, which is Artem, or Zuran in Chinese. And once again, I'll put his Japanese name up here. I believe his Japanese name is like Sakyo or something like that. So this character, Artem, he is basically like a lawyer, and at first glance, he gives you very much Victor from Mr. Love vibes just because of like his appearance, the way he looks. So Artem, I really don't know too much about him, but he seems really sweet and very like no nonsense kind of guy. But I don't know, we'll see how he is in the game and when I get to know him and see how I feel about him. I do like his character, but I think it's mainly because of his voice actor. You Utapri fans are gonna have a fun time with this because guess who's the VA for our boy Artem? Junichi Swape. You heard me right. I can't believe they got Junichi Swape. Like, how did they get Junichi Swape? Mihoyo, how did you do this? Like, Junichi Swape, man. Like, you have me sold already. You had me sold already with Yuki Kaji. But add on Junichi Swape. And if you guys don't know who Junichi Swape is, let me introduce you to who this wonderful man is. He is pretty much known for right now currently because of his role as Sukuna in Jujutsu Kaisen, and he's done Ren and Utapri. He's voiced Victor from Yuri on Ice, and just a whole bunch of other characters that we all know and love, and we just really love Junichi Swape's voice, man. He has such a nice voice. He is like the sweetest person ever, and I would die for Junichi Swape. So I am personally really excited to hear Junichi Swape, and I really hope that they give us access to the Japanese dub, which I'm assuming they will. I'm assuming, especially because they did upload the trailer in Japanese and Chinese, so I'm assuming they're giving us the option to choose between the two languages. So hopefully I can choose the Japanese dub, because they sold me, man, with those two voice actors, man. They had me at Yuki Kaji, but they have me even more with Junichi Swape. So let's move on to our third character, which is Moyi, or Vin in English. I almost forgot his English names. You see what I'm talking about? How I like know them mostly by their Chinese names, because it's been a year and I've gotten to know how to pronounce them and how to say them. Sometimes I mispronounce them, but you know, I learned their names. So Moyi, a lot of the Lucian stands in Mr. Love really are going bonkers for Moyi, and let me tell you guys, Moyi I wasn't 100% sold on at all, especially because after everything I went with Lucian, I am not going for another man in a lab coat. Nope, nope, no. Nice try, Mihoyo, nice try. So I said, until I heard the character PV in the Japanese dub. I'm being dragged back to the lab coat area. Anyways, so let's just talk about Moyi a little bit. So he is a psychiatrist, and I forgot to say, all the characters are in their 20s. I believe the youngest is our next character that I'm going to talk about. Artem is the oldest. He's 29. Moyi is like 27, and I believe Luke is like 24, 21. I don't know. You'll know their ages and stuff when I put their profile pictures up and stuff. But that's really nice that they're all in their 20s and stuff. They're all adults, having adult lives and adult jobs and stuff. But yeah, I mean, Moyi looks really nice, like aesthetically. Like, I really do like it. Like I said, at first I was like, I'm gonna skip. And like I said, it wasn't until I heard his voice that I was like, shoot, I'm in trouble. So Moyi is voiced by Fukuyama Jun, and I actually am not the biggest fan of Fukuyama Jun. I don't really know him too much, but I have heard him, which is why I was like, about Moyi. And and I'm really sorry for using his like Chinese name, but like I said, it's gonna take me a while to use his English name, so bear with me. But Vin, Moyi, you guys, like, just when I heard his voice, because like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Fukuyama Jun, and I don't know a whole lot about this man. But when his voice came out of Moyi's, can y'all tell how broken I am? Can y'all tell how broken I am? Can y'all tell me? Like, can you see, like, what Fukuyama's Jun's voice did to me, Moyi has me, man. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I was so dead set on Yuki Kaji's character, which was Luke. But then Fukuyama Jun came along and said, hello, nice to meet you. What am I gonna do? Now I have 3 characters to choose. And it gets worse from here, you know, with the voice actors. Not in a bad way, but worse for me, because then how am I gonna choose between all of these wonderful voice actors? How? Tell me how. I guess let's move on to our next character, our last and final character, which, by the way, I always have trouble pronouncing his name in Chinese. He's like the only one that I have trouble with, but I believe the way that you say it, and you guys can correct me, like pronounce it in the comments if you know how, but I believe it's like Lu Jinghe? Lu Jinghe. I don't know. Like I said, he's the one that I struggle the most to pronounce it correctly. So feel free to correct me if you know how to pronounce his name, because I'm struggling. I'm really struggling, you guys. One day I'll get it right. And his English name is Marius. So this character is our CEO character. So he's like the heir to like this big old company from my understanding. And from my understanding, and based like I said, the little character summary that they released recently in English, he seems kind of like a playboy. And I'm kind of into that. So basically, he's just, from my understanding, he's kind of afraid to let people in. Like, a lot of people don't believe he can take care of the company because of like his playboy style. And he's like, I guess no one really takes him seriously. But when push comes to shove, he is serious about the things, and you know, he can get serious when needed. So yeah, that's like the gist that I get from this character. So like, to me, he seems like he's gonna end up being like a super complicated, like kind of complicated character, but he's gonna be very sweet with MC. And like, I don't know, just based on like that little character summary, I know for a fact I'm gonna fall in love with this one the most. Like at the end of, like once I get to know everybody, I feel like he might be the one, but we'll see what happens. Unless it ends up being Moyi, you guys can feel free to put clown emojis. So follow my Twitter if you want to know who I end up falling for. Anyway, so back with Marius. So he seems like a really interesting character, and I really do like him, based on what I can tell. And guess who his voice actor is? His voice actor is Kaito Ishikawa. If you don't know who Kaito Ishikawa is, let me introduce you. So he is more known for voicing Kageyama in Haikyuu. Damn it, man, damn it! I'm already having trouble choosing between the other 3, and you just gotta add another wonderful voice actor into this. Like, damn it, Mihoyo, damn you, Mihoyo. Like, I really love Kaito Ishikawa, so whenever I hear him in an anime and I don't know that he's in it, I get so excited. Like, you guys have no idea how excited I get when I hear his voice. And Kaito Ishikawa is just so amazing as a voice actor, and he is just, I love him so much. How can you not love Kaito Ishikawa? Especially if you're a Haikyuu fan, how can you not love him? But that's about it. That's the gist of all the characters and stuff, and all I can say. Sorry again, like, normally I feel like I would freak out more so with the voice actors, but I gotta keep it a little bit like down here instead of up here because of my health. But yeah, hopefully you guys can still tell that I'm very much excited and still very much like internally screaming about this. Because the voice cast is just so amazing. Like, how did they get all these wonderful Japanese voice actors? But then again, it's Mihoyo. Of course they did. So going back to Tears of Themis, this actually isn't officially released yet, but they are officially taking applications for the beta testing. And only like 20,000 are going to be able to participate in this. So if you're interested, go ahead and apply and see if you'll get chosen. We actually won't know if we got in until May 7th is what the details said. So there you guys go. If you guys are interested in the beta testing, go ahead and apply for it. I believe that closes like pretty soon, so go. I'm like super duper excited for this game, you guys. You guys have no idea. I've been waiting for over a year and we're finally getting this game. Like, we're one step closer to getting the official release for this game, for Tears of Themis. And like, I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I can't wait to meet all these wonderful boys. I can't wait to see what the story is about. I can't wait to see like who I end up falling in love with, and just, I'm so excited. I'm so excited, you guys. And I'm excited to just suffer through the gacha once again. Just overall good things, man. And like I said, since this is going through a beta testing right now, I don't know when the official release is gonna be, but I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty soon. My guess is probably gonna be maybe this summer, or if not, the latest maybe like this fall, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. I will leave links down below to information about more about Tears of Themis if you want to read up on that. I will link the official Japanese Twitter and English Twitter for Tears of Themis, as well as the website for it, the English website, which actually that's the English website for Tears of Themis. That's where all the information is about beta testing and where to apply and stuff, how to apply. That's about it. I think I'm done talking about Tears of Themis. I think I ranted, or not ranted, but like talked about it too long, rambled on, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, overall, I'm really excited. I can't wait to know, like I said, these boys, and I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are excited, and I hope this video helps you guys to know more about this game, or at least gets you interested in checking out this game. I really hope this does well for MiHoYo, and yeah, so that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!